Hey Libra, how are you? Welcome to your reading. This is the reading for Libra Sun, Moon, or Rising for January 2021. And Libra, I already got your cards here in the pre-shuffle, so we'll jump straight onto it. But I got something different for you here than the other zodiacs, because after I got all your 9 cards here in the middle, there was one plus card that jumped in, and I felt strongly that I needed to quickly give you this message and put this card away because this is not part of your reading, but for some reason your guides wanted this card to jump out for me to tell you. So the card that jumped out was the High Priestess in the reverse. And what is telling me here is that you are avoiding your intuition. I think that there's something that is being communicated to you intuitively, and you keep pushing that thought away. You keep saying, like, nah, and not wanting to believe in it or something like that. And there is I feel almost a certain impatience here, almost as if your guides keep sending you this message and saying, like, hey, and then you push it away, hey, and then you push it away. So pay attention to your intuition, pay attention to some repetitive thoughts that keep coming to your mind because they are trying to tell you something here. Okay, I don't know why I just said all this, but it came to me. So I'm gonna put this card away and we are gonna start with your reading now. So the energy that represents you in the month of January 2021, it's the Eight of Water. And I know that it was reversed, but I don't use reversals in this deck. So with the Eight of Water here, I got the same card for Cancer. So if you have a placement in Cancer, watch it as well. Maybe there's something for you in that reading. But this is a moment of moving on. So there's something that you're leaving behind. You're walking towards some new beginnings here. And this is something that you got very attached to for a long time, because whenever the Eight of Water pops up, there is something that we nurture, that we put a lot of energy on, something that we really hoped for a long time. And we eventually get up one day and we realize that if we want better things to come for us, then there are some things that need to be left behind. I see this crate here. He has some chains around his chest, and it's as if he's pulling this crate around him, and this crate has the 8 bubbles inside. But it's like he's in a shore, he's going somewhere, and he won't get anywhere if he keeps dragging this heavy crate behind him. Because do you see, he's in new lands. He came from a ship, he came on this boat, and he just came to the shore of a beach here, and he's trying to drag this huge crate behind him, but he won't go anywhere carrying this around, because this is just pulling him back. Imagine trying to drag something like that in the sand. There's just so much friction, it makes it even heavier than it actually is. The crate just feels heavier because the environment in which you're trying to drag this around is not conducive. It's not as if you are on top of ice and you're just pushing that crate. Then, even though this crate is very heavy, you could easily push it. But you are on a beach, you are on a shore. So whatever it is, whatever idea, preconceived idea, it can be either something real, something tangible, it can be a relationship, it can be something about yourself. Also, it can be maybe a trait, a personal trait, whatever it is that you're trying to drag behind you with you, you will need to leave this back. You will need to leave this behind, because this is just slowing you down. So you need to release this chain. So in the month of January, I see this opportunity for you to release, to leave this crate behind. Even though this is your treasure, you treated this as a treasure for a long time, it's time to leave it behind and explore this new land that you just arrived, where you just arrived. And then we got the card that represents your environment and the people around you. And we got the Six of Earth. And I love this. Also, this is such a beautiful representation of this card. It has a stag here, which I find it to be a beautiful animal. And it has the 6 pentacles. So I feel here that your environment is actually very conducive for whatever you want to do right now, whatever you want to accomplish. You will get what you give. There's a lot of balance going on. So if you put your effort out there, the environment will retribute it the same way. Whatever you put out will come back to you. So if you know how to use this energy and you know how to invest on it, you will get your effort given back to you. So I really like this card with the 8 of water there. So let's take a look at your tarot cards. And we got the Ace of Swords in the reverse, the 9 of Swords, 9 of Wands in the reverse. Wow, there is something with the 9 of Swords, because I just recorded the reading for Virgo and the 9 of Swords kept coming up and I kept speaking it, and I'm still connected to that energy for some reason in your reading. So I'm sorry if I keep saying 9 of Swords. So 9 of Wands in the reverse, the Devil in the reverse here, which I really like to see it in the reverse, and connects really well with this 8 of water. So whatever it is, this toxic energy here, and either if it's yours, either if this is your own energy or of someone or some people around you, I see you walking away from it. So I like this. Then we have the Hierophant in the reverse, the Sun right in the middle of the reading, that's lovely. The World in the reverse, yeah. See, this is not the end yet. This is not the end line. This is the beginning. So I actually like the World in the reverse here, because it just says that you are starting something new. You are beginning a new cycle. The 10 of Cups, amazing here. The 10 of Wands in the reverse. And the 5 of Wands. Yes, I really like this 5 of Wands here as well. Okay, so overall, I really like your reading. There are some things here though. For me, this Ace of Swords in the reverse, I think that there is a lack. You started up with a certain lack of clarity. There's something that is just creating this mental fog a little bit, you know? And for me, this connects with that High Priestess in the reverse that came out for you. Maybe there is something here that you're not acknowledging, that you're refusing to acknowledge. And I don't think that this is being kept from you, because we don't have, like, for instance, the moon here, but we do have the sun. So I think that the situation is giving you everything that you need, but I think that there is almost an internal conflict to not accept something here. And because of that, I think that whatever start you wanted to have here is taking a bit longer. There is a start that is taking a bit longer to take place, which makes sense because you just arrived at the shore. Now the real adventure begins. But you just arrived at the shore. But also don't expect to start this before you leave what you need to leave behind, which I see you doing here in this reading, but we'll get there. So here with the 9 of Wands in the reverse and the Devil in the reverse, I really like this. And something that I feel the need to put out there, because if you watch other readings for your other placements, you might see me talking about the same card with very different meanings in each reading, and that's completely normal, because for me, if you're here to just read, to just hear the meaning of the card, you can Google it. But I read from my intuition, and so the same card might tell me very different messages from one reading to the other, and it depends a lot on the cards surrounding it as well. So just needed to put it out there, because there is another zodiac that got this card, but there's a very different message for me here. So for me, this is dropping your fears, dropping your insecurities. Whatever was making you feel PTSD in the past, whatever was making you feel insecure about a situation, you're dropping those toxic thoughts, those toxic habits. And I think that with habits, it's also negative thinking. It's part of these habits. Pessimistic thinking. So you're managing to drop a bit of that fear in January. And I really like the Hierophant and the Sun. First, because the Sun here talks. Wow, sorry about this noise, but the street is very noisy today, and I think this was a motorcycle. But the Sun card here. Oh my God! Don't you hate these people who make so much noise in motorcycles on the street? I really don't like it. But anyway, I'm sorry for interrupting. So the Sun card here. I see this thing with the clarity, you know, with the devil in the reverse, this dropping of negative thoughts, because the Sun card is a very optimistic card. So I see you entering in a space of more optimistic thoughts in the month of January. And with the Hierophant in the reverse here, what I really love about this card, when it comes out in the reverse, is that when the Hierophant is in the upright, you are seeking for a guru. You are seeking for someone to connect you with the divine. But when the Hierophant is in the reverse, you are your own guru here. You have the trust in yourself. So, especially with that High Priestess in the reverse, I think that right now you are in a space in which you are highly intuitive. But you are not acknowledging that yet, especially since we have this Ace of Swords right on top of the Hierophant in the reverse. So it's like you don't see yet, you don't acknowledge yet, you don't accept that you are in this Hierophant in the reverse, that you are in this energy, that you are seeing what you need to see, that your intuition is spot on. You keep denying it. But it is, because you have the Sun right in the middle of your reading. So you have a lot of clarity here. You are seeing what you need to see. But you need to trust it and put the work. Because with the World in the reverse here, as I said, this is just the beginning. This is not a complete cycle. There are no results that you're going to be seeing in the month of January. You're not wrapping something up here. You're starting something. This is the beginning of the journey. And then I love the last row. I really love, because first you have the Ten of Cups, which is the happiest cards in the Cups suit. And one of the happiest cards in the tarot for me, personally. I love to see the Ten of Cups. So there is a lot of emotional fulfillment coming in. And I see you dropping down those burdens with the Ten of Wands in the reverse, which is the same thing that I said in the Nine of Wands and the Devil, both in the reverse. So you're dropping down these burdens. You're deciding not to carry them around anymore. And how similar is that with the message of the Eight of Water? Why would you carry this huge crate around? You can drop it and travel lighter. And then even the Five of Wands here, I love this. Because this just adds so much dynamic energy to the whole reading. I think that this is entering battles, but with enthusiasm, almost taking it as a sport. Because the Five of Wands for me here is, think of Mars in the 5th house, is putting a lot of energy into play. So even the challenges that come up during the cycle here for you, I see you taking on them as a sport. So imagine if you do a sport, I don't know, let's say that you climb, that you like to climb. And even though it's very hard and puts a lot of strain in your body, it's something that gives you that rush of adrenaline and you just enjoy, and after you finish, you're happy. I see that same energy here. So you take it on challenges almost as if they are a sport for you, and just having fun in that. Okay, so let's take a look at your Animal Spirit card, and these are energies that either you have to embody during the cycle, or some energies that you need to be aware of in the month of January. Wow, that's amazing. So we got the Phoenix here. So very scorpionic energy, and this ties so well with all the burdens that you're leaving behind, with the Devil energy in the reverse. So this is a new beginning. This is your stepping into your own transformation. And this for me is a card of Pluto. And how does Pluto work? You need to burn down to the ground everything that doesn't serve you anymore, so that it can fertilize the new things that are growing. It's almost as if you are completely sacrificing your old self so that this new self can emerge. And it's funny because I just had a deja vu. So I don't know if I said this in a previous reading or if it's just a deja vu, because I kind of remember either saying or thinking this thought. So what is coming up to me here is, if you watch Harry Potter, and if you remember the Harry Potter movie, Dumbledore has a phoenix, right? And there is an episode that Harry walks into his office, and the phoenix is just a baby, is just a tiny baby. And he asks Dumbledore, like, oh, but what happened to her, because she used to be this huge bird. And he says, like, no, she regenerated, right? So the phoenix burns, and then it regenerates. But guess what? It doesn't automatically become that huge, majestic phoenix all over again. It comes back as a baby bird. And I think that this is an important message here. So if you just went through this transformation, if you are leaving this devil energy in the reverse here, don't expect yourself to transform yourself and suddenly be this huge, amazing phoenix. You're gonna start as a baby bird who will grow to become that huge phoenix. But after the transformation, there is that adaptation process. You will go back into being a fragile, vulnerable little bird. But that bird will grow up to be something absolutely majestic. But you are in the beginning, and what have I been saying here a lot? You are in the beginning of that journey. So don't expect you to already be the phoenix. You are the phoenix. You are the embodiment of the phoenix energy right now. But since you just burned yourself to the ground, be aware of that. You are the baby phoenix. You will grow and embody the full-on phoenix energy with time, and this will come fast. But allow yourself the time to develop. Okay, so now what I want to do is I'm gonna clarify some of these roles that we got here, just to see, either clarify. I don't see a lot to be clarified here, to be honest. I think that the message is quite straightforward, but then we'll get some more information. Whatever your guides still want to say here, we'll just see if they have anything else. Okay, so we got the Five of Stones, which is the Five of Pentacles, endurance. And this is the Wildwood Tarot. And here we see a little girl or boy hiding at the entrance of a cave, and there is a storm outside. So you might feel like you don't have enough right now, but you're sheltered. You're sheltered from the storm. So what I'm getting from it is be grateful for whatever you have right now. It might not be what you wanted, but it could be worse. Be grateful. It's very important to show gratitude to the universe, to your guides, for what you have right now. Also because this is part of the process of manifesting new things, being grateful for what you already have. So I think that this is something that is coming up here that is important for me to say to you. Let's see. Okay, and we got the Mirror, which is, that's so funny, because this is the Hanged Man. And what have I been saying about acceptance, about, even with the Phoenix, accepting things as they are right now? Because the Hierophant is a card of releasing, of, what is the word? Of surrender. That's the word. Of surrendering to the moment. Okay, and we got the Page of Bowls, and this is interesting because it's coming right. The Bowls is the wands, the wands in the regular tarot, and we have here the Page of Bowls, and this is not something that this is something that didn't come in the rest of your reading, but I do see him here as a messenger. And I see this. Okay, so two things. You could either be receiving a message that will be important to you in a sense in the month of January, and I have no idea what this message can be, what this message can be. It will vary for each one of you. But something else that I'm getting is, again, this High Priestess in the reverse. She keeps popping up for me. So what is the message that your guides are trying to communicate with you that you're not listening? Tune into your intuition. Really tune into your intuition, because I think that this message might, for some of you, it might not come in a physical form. It might not be an email, a call, or something like that. It might be a message from your guides that they keep sending and you keep denying. You're not hearing. So this really reminds me of that High Priestess in the reverse. So let's get some oracle cards for you. And I've been getting the Moonology cards for everybody, but for you, I feel drawn to get one from this. Okay. Wow. So we got the great teacher learn from spiritual experiences. And again, that High Priestess. I think that there is something being communicated to you here. Either some spiritual practices that you have for yourself. So I don't know if you meditate or if you do, or maybe some messages in your dreams. For some of you, there is some sort of spiritual message coming in as a teaching for you. And you should learn from that. But right now, I see you still blocking it with the High Priestess. So that is something that is coming on here. And I want one of these. Let's see. Milk and honey. I like this. Okay, so with the milk and honey card, for me it ties with this 10 of Cups here. So indeed, I think that there's something really good for you, just a very good time coming in here with these two cards. But I don't think that this is something that you will accomplish already in January. But your guides are just telling you that, yeah, there is something good cooking for you. And it's coming up. Okay, Libra. So that's all I have for you. I hope you enjoyed. And if you did like it, don't forget to like and subscribe down below. I do work with private consultations, both tarot readings and also astrological charts. I have my website linked at the description box, so you can check it out if you would like. So take care. See you next time. Bye-bye.